All right, let's go on to the next lesson. All right, so we've done the first three on here. Now we're going to continue on to the next two. We're going to do these last two together. So we've done when there's a log only on one side. We've done when there's a log on both sides. We've condensed and done logs on both sides and one side. Now we're going to do when something with e to the x. So if you read it, we're going to isolate the e to the x. So we're going to isolate the base of e and then take the ln of both sides, so the natural log of both sides. So you're going to have a calculator to do these. And then we're going to do when something raised to the power of x. So change the base, take logs of both sides, and then we're going to bring the power to the front and divide by the log, or left, right, left, and plug into the calculator. So we're fixing to see how to do both of those. So I know that sounds like a lot, but then we'll be complete with solving, except for exponentials, we'll be done solving logs. So turn to page 16, and we're going to start with something raised, or something with e to the x. All right? All right. So get e to the x by itself, and then we're going to take the ln, or the natural log, of both sides. Okay? So the first thing that we're going to do is we've got to get this by itself. So that means we're going to subtract 5 from both sides. That's going to cancel this out. It's going to leave us with e to the x plus 1 is equal to 15. All right, so we have done the first step, getting e to the x by itself. Now we're going to take the ln, or the natural log, of both sides. Okay? So the ln of e to the x plus 1 is equal to the ln of 15. All right, now because we know that ln is the log base e, we know that it's going to cancel out this part right here. The ln is going to cancel this e out. So it cancels the e. Just because then we can solve it. All right? So when you put that into your calculator, you're going to have, well, this first half, sorry, you're not going to put the first half in the calculator because the ln is going to cancel the e out. So you're just going to be left with x plus 1. Okay? But if you put the ln of 15 into your calculator, then you're going to get 2.7, round it is 2.708, round it to 2.71. All right, now we're going to solve out for x. So minus 1 on both sides, that's just going to be x. 1 minus 1 is 0. And then 2.71 minus 1 is 1.71. And that's your answer. So just remember, whenever you have e raised to a power, when you do that, the natural log, you're canceling that e out. But since you're doing it to one side, to cancel that e out, you have to do the natural log to the other side as well. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead. Let me give me some more work room. So I have to get e to the x by itself. Well, I have a 2 here, so I'm going to have to divide by 2 because it's being multiplied. So that's going to leave me with e to the x is equal to 5. Now, I'm going to do the ln of e to the x is equal to the ln, or natural log, of 5. Okay? So you have to have your calculator to be able to get the values. This is going to cancel the e out. You're left with x. And the ln of 5 is 1.61. And that's your answer. Okay? All right. Number 3. So we have e, or 100 times e to the negative 0.6x, and is equal to 20. So we're going to have to divide by 100 first. So we've got to get rid of that number in front. So we just have e to the negative 0.6x is equal to 1/5, or sorry, 1/5, or 0.2. And you're going to have to put it in your calculator as a decimal. It's not going to take it as a fraction. It'll come up with math error. So we're going to take the natural log of e negative 0.6x, the natural log of 0.2. Okay, that's going to cancel this out of negative 0.6x, and then the natural log of 0.2 is negative 1.61. Then we're going to take and solve out for x's that divide by negative 0.6. We're left with x. Negative and a negative cause that to be a positive. 1.61 divided by 0.6 is 2.68. All right. So it's just pretty much dividing and then plugging into the calculator. That's all you're doing. So first step, divide by 2. That's going to leave me with e to the 0.5x is equal to 45 divided by 2 is 22.5. Then take the natural log of both sides, so the ln of e to the 0.5x is equal to the ln of 22.5. All right, this cancels. Let me put the rest of my work right here. We have 0.5x, and the ln of 22.5 is 3.11. Now we're going to solve out for x, so we'll divide by 0.5. And that's going to leave me with x over here. 3.11 divided by 0.65 is 6.22. And that's my answer for that one. All right, so with something with the e to a power, make sure you get e by itself. So if there's something in front of that, move it over, divide it, subtract it, whatever you have to do the opposite of what's being done. Then you're going to take the natural log of both sides, so that way you can cancel that e out. And then you're going to be left with your exponent is equal to the natural log of the other side, and then solve out for x. All right. Now turn to the next page, and we're going to do something raised to a power of x. So we're going to rewrite using left, right, left. So what we did at the beginning. Then we're going to plug it into the calculator. Very simple. All right, so left, right, left, or 1, 3, 2. All right. So we have 3 to the we're rewriting it into a log. So log 3 of 500 is equal to x. Now you're going to have to take and put it into your calculator. And remember, you got that fancy little button right up under the on button that looks like this right here. It's got the log, and then it's the little button like this. And you just plug the numbers that you have right here into it, or do the log of 500 divided by the log of 3. You'll always divide by the base. So when you put that in, you're going to get x is equal to 5.66. Okay? All right. Next one. Left, right, left, or 1, 3, 2. So we have the log base 8 of 1,000 is equal to x. Okay? Put it in your calculator. You're going to get x is equal to 3.32. All right, number 3. left, right, left, or 1, 3, 2. So log base of 2 of 64 is equal to x. All right, when we do that, x is equal to 6. This one is just knowing how to plug it into the calculator pretty much. All right, number 4. Don't panic because you see this. It's all right. It's still going to be left, right, left, or 1, 3, 2. So we have the log base 5 of 4 is equal to x plus 2. Now, I'm going to have to take and put this into the calculator to see what I get. Okay? So still use that fancy little button or use the log button to do log 4 divided by log 5. All right. When you do that, you're going to get 0.86, and it's going to equal x plus 2. And then you're going to solve out for x. So subtract 2 from both sides. And then 0.86 minus 2 is a negative 1.14, and it's equal to x. Because your 2 and negative 2 is going to cancel each other out. All right, number 5, same thing. Left, right, left, or 1, 3, 2. All right, so log base of 4 of 0.25 is equal to negative 3x. All right, when I plug this into the calculator, I'm going to get a negative 1, and it's going to equal negative 3x. So then I'm going to divide by negative 3. And then this is going to cancel, and the 2 negatives are going to make a positive, so it's going to be x is equal to 1/3, or 0.33. All right, one more. So we've got left, right, left, or 1, 3, 2. Okay? So log of 4 to the 1 over 16 is equal to x minus 3. All right, when you're putting this one into the calculator, if you use that fancy little button, it's going to be log, and you're going to have this. When you put the 4 in, put the 4 in. When you get to the 1 for the 1/16, push the fraction button and do 1 over 16, and then push enter, and it'll give you the value of that. Okay? All right. So when I put that into the calculator, I'm going to get a negative 2, and it's equal to x minus 3. Then I'm going to solve out for x, so add 3 to both sides. Negative 2 plus 3 is 1, and that's equal to x, because that cancels out. All right, so those two are pretty simple. The first one, whenever you have something with e to the x, you're going to get e to the x by itself on one side. Then you're just going to take the natural log of both sides so you can cancel that e out and solve it. And then this type, you have something raised to the power of x. You're just going to rewrite it into log form, and then you're going to solve it using your calculator. So on both of those, you're going to have your calculator. Make sure you have it handy for yourself.